Chu for a long time. Ms. Chu from California.
Thank you so much, Congressmember Jayapal, for holding this shadow hearing. And then I want to thank all of the witnesses for coming out today to give your very, very important testimony at this particular time. And let me just say, when we talk about how Donald Trump's agents are snatching and disappearing people off our streets and into detention centers, I think of my constituent, Rami Othane. He is from Tunisia, resides in my district in Pasadena, and is married his wife in March. But in Donald Trump's America, he was actually obtaining his legal status as he married his wife, and it was in the process of obtaining his green card. But none of that mattered in this atmosphere. In July, Rami was simply driving to the grocery store when several masked ICE agents in unmarked cars surrounded him. Despite his urgent pleas about his valid visa application, Trump's ICE agent snatched him off the street and transported him to a temporary holding facility in downtown Los Angeles, which is basically a hellhole. And once he got there, even ICE officials were confused as to why he was being held when his application for a green card was valid. But the facts, the law, and justice are meaningless to this administration, despite his valid application, and despite the fact that Rami should have only been held in this facility for 12 hours. He was held for 13 days in brutal conditions. There was no bed. There was barely a place to even sleep. They had to take turns sleeping on a concrete floor without any blanket or anything. And it was freezing cold. And what's more, Rami is currently battling a brain tumor, which caused him to faint and be transported to a hospital where he was handcuffed to a bed until his release. He was kept in this facility for 13 days with barely any food, and he ended up 15 pounds lighter than when he entered. Finally, he was driven to a detention center in Arizona, but driven without air conditioning, so it was over 100 degrees. And there were 13 more days in the Arizona detention where he was finally released with an ankle monitor. We advocated for his release. Finally, he was released, but he is now traumatized forever. And you can hear the pain and trauma in his voice when you talk to him. So, Ms. Gupta, what does Rami's story tell you about who the Trump administration is truly targeting and how they will bend and break the law to do so?
Yeah, I mean, I think your story and all the ones we've heard today underscore the indiscriminate nature of this agenda, right? It doesn't matter whether someone has lawful status or not. It even doesn't matter whether they're a citizen. This is so indiscriminate, what they're doing, that all that really matters are daily arrest goals and the removal goals that they have overall for this agenda. That's the first. The second is that they are functioning at a very high level of impunity and absolutely no transparency here. It doesn't matter what internal standards they've ever had, what oversight members of Congress are supposed to have. They are locking people up in a growing immigration detention system with inhumane, horrific conditions and depriving people access to those facilities because that is par for course with the current agenda that we're seeing. So, you know, the story that you explain and that we've heard is clearly not unique. It's part of a pattern here. And, you know, the only way forward is to keep sharing these stories, to help people who are not exposed to what's happening understand that this has become endemic to this administration's mass deportation agenda.
Thank you.